What if the man who built the happiest place on Earth never actually left it? What if Walt Disney, the most famous animator who ever lived, is still out there, on ice, waiting to come back? Folks, grab a seat. This one goes deep. Walt Disney. The name alone is worth billions. Creator of Mickey Mouse, founder of Disneyland, the man who turned fairy tales into an empire. He died on December 15, 1966, officially from lung cancer. But here's where it gets interesting. For decades, a rumor has haunted Hollywood, theme parks, and the darker corners of the internet that Disney didn't go quietly into that good night. That his body, or maybe just his head, was cryogenically frozen and stashed somewhere underneath Disneyland, waiting for science to catch up and bring him back. Is it true? Is it nonsense? Is it both? Let's find out. All right, let's talk facts. Hard facts, the kind that boring people love. Walt Disney was diagnosed with lung cancer. The man smoked 3 packs a day for decades and died at St. Joseph's Hospital in Burbank, California on December 15, 1966 at age 65. 2 days later, on December 17, 1966, his body was cremated. His ashes were interred at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. This is documented. This is public record. His own daughter, Diane Disney Miller, has categorically denied the cryonics story. His family has confirmed repeatedly that Walt was cremated per his wishes, and that's the end of it. Now here's the kicker about cryonics. The first human being ever cryonically preserved was Dr. James Bedford on January 12, 1967. That's nearly a month after Disney died. The technology he was supposedly frozen with didn't even exist yet as a practice procedure when he passed. The Cryonics Society of California wasn't actively freezing people until 1967. So where did this legend even come from? A reporter, a single, anonymous reporter, allegedly claimed he snuck into St. Joseph's Hospital after Disney's death, broke into a storage room, and SAW Disney's body inside a cryogenic metal chamber. No photos, no evidence. Just a claim that newspapers around the world then published as fact because apparently that's how journalism worked in the 60s. Mainstream verdict, cremated, case closed, officially. Now not everyone is a full-blown conspiracy theorist on this one. Some people just have questions. Reasonable, uncomfortable questions. For starters, why did Disney's death get announced so quietly? His family held no public funeral, no state ceremony, no grand farewell for the man who invented the modern American childhood. That struck a lot of people as strange. There's also the matter of timing. Cryonics was absolutely a topic circulating in futurist and scientific circles in the mid-1960s. Robert Ettinger's landmark book, The Prospect of Immortality, published in 1964, was generating serious buzz. Disney, famously obsessed with future technology, the man literally built Epcot as a vision of tomorrow, would absolutely have been aware of it. Critics of the "it's just a rumor" dismissal point out, we only have family testimony and funeral home records. The cremation was private. The ashes went to a private memorial park. There is no independent, third-party documentation that the body in the cremation was, in fact, Walt Disney. That's not an accusation, that's just a documentation gap that exists. Also noted by skeptics, the Disney company has a long, storied history of controlling its public image with an iron grip. Their denials of the cryonics story are consistent, almost suspiciously consistent, and always brief. No one from Disney has ever sat down and done a thorough, documented takedown of the claim. They just wave it away. Okay, I've got someone here who has thoughts. Many thoughts. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Let's start with the timeline. Walt Disney dies December 15th, 1966. He's cremated, they say, on December 17th, 2 days. That is extraordinarily fast for a man of his stature and wealth, who was in that much of a hurry.
Maybe they just wanted to get it done. People grieve differently.
Sure, or maybe the body couldn't stay where it was for much longer. Look at the Cryonics Society of California. They were operating in the Los Angeles area. Disney was in Burbank. The geography alone is worth noting.
Get a load of this. You're saying geography is a smoking gun now.
I'm saying proximity matters. And I'm saying that a man who poured millions into Epcot, a literal city of the future, who was obsessed with futurism and technology, conveniently died right as cryonic preservation was becoming theoretically viable. Follow the timeline, not the tears.
The timeline, sure. What else have you got?
The reporter. The anonymous reporter who broke into St. Joseph's Hospital. No name, no paper trail. No publication that ever retracted the story or verified the source. Yet newspapers worldwide printed it. You don't get worldwide newspaper pickup on a nothing story. Something was leaking.
And hear me out, it was a slow news week and people love a good story.
The story never died, though. 50 years later, people are still talking about it. Real misinformation fades. This one keeps getting stronger. Ask yourself why.
Oh, it gets better, doesn't it? Tell me about Disneyland.
Ah, yes. The Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which opened in 1967, 1 year after Disney's death, sits above a massive underground network of tunnels and utility corridors. Disney personally oversaw the design of those underground systems. The blueprints for certain sub-basement sections were classified as proprietary. Who builds classified basement tunnels under a theme park?
You cannot be serious. He's under Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm not saying he is. I'm saying the space exists. I'm saying no independent party has ever been given unrestricted access to those utility corridors. I'm saying the Disney company owns the land, the tunnels, and the lawyers. Connect those dots however you'd like.
Okay, what about the movie? Someone told me the movie Frozen, Disney's own movie, is somehow in on this.
Quiet confidence on this one. Conspiracy theorists have noted that Disney released a film called Frozen in 2013, one of their most aggressively marketed films ever. The theory goes that they titled it Frozen specifically, so that any internet search for Disney Frozen would return results about the movie, not about Walt's alleged cryonic preservation. Flood the search results. Bury the story.
Oh, that is diabolical. You think $1 billion studio named their movie to manipulate Google?
I think a company that controls its image as carefully as Disney doesn't name its biggest animated film in decades without considering every implication of that title. Who benefits from the phrase Disney Frozen, meaning a cartoon princess?
I need a moment.
Take your time. One more. His daughter Diane has denied everything. His family has denied everything. But here's what's interesting. Walt Disney and his wife Lillian were reportedly estranged in his final years. The man spent almost no time at home. He was at the studio. He was at the park. His closest confidants weren't family. They were his inner circle at the company. The people who had the most to gain from keeping Walt Disney available for the future were the suits at Disney, not the family.
So you're saying the company might have done it without the family even knowing?
I'm saying the documents show Walt had a vision for the future. I'm saying the people who controlled that vision had resources, motive, and opportunity. I'm saying the family was told what the company needed them to believe. And I'm saying that Walt Disney, the man who built a kingdom on the promise that dreams come true, is exactly the kind of person who would not be okay with just stopping.
That's the most unsettling thing anyone has ever said to me, and I've been to a Denny's at 3 a.m. Here's where things get genuinely interesting, where all three sides of this story bump into each other. Everyone agrees on the basics. Walt Disney died December 15, 1966. He had lung cancer. He is not currently walking around. Where mainstream and alternative views diverge. Mainstream sources trust the family's account and the cremation records without question. Alternative critics simply note that private ceremonies plus corporate image control plus a lack of independent verification equals a documentation gap that leaves room for doubt. That's not crazy. That's just epistemology, where the conspiracy theories have a tiny foothold in reality. Walt Disney absolutely was interested in futurism and technology. Cryonics was being discussed in Los Angeles circles right as he died. The Cryonics Society of California was active in the area in 1967. These are real facts, not invented ones. The conspiracy theory just connects them in a way the evidence doesn't actually support. The Frozen movie theory is almost certainly coincidence, but it is genuinely funny that Disney's biggest film of the 2010s happens to share a name with the most persistent rumor about its founder. You can make of that what you will, where all camps agree. Whether he's frozen or not, Walt Disney's influence is absolutely, certifiably, inescapably immortal. The man is not going anywhere. All right. Look, I know this is the part where I have to be responsible. The evidence, real, documented, sourced evidence, says Walt Disney was cremated on December 17, 1966, 2 days after his death, and his ashes rest at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale. His daughter confirmed it. The funeral home confirmed it. The cryonics rumor appears to have started with a single, anonymous, uncorroborated reporter's claim that was irresponsibly reprinted worldwide. There is no physical evidence, no photograph, no documentation, no whistleblower in 60 years. The cryonics technology didn't even exist as a practice procedure when Disney died. The first actual cryonic preservation happened a month later in January 1967. Is the story fun? Absolutely. Is it persistent? Remarkably so. Is it true? Almost certainly not. Walt Disney is gone. What he left behind, though, that thing is definitely immortal, and maybe that's the whole point of the legend. Some people just can't accept that great men die like everyone else, so they build a better story. Walt, of all people, would probably appreciate that. That's the Walt Disney file, officially closed, unofficially wide open. Drop your theory in the comments, hit subscribe if you want the next classified briefing. And remember, the truth doesn't care.